Ladies and gentlemen, we are live once again in Americus, Georgia, Lady Canes Field, Game 2 of our afternoon double dip. Lady Canes taking the opener 6-5, and now we're underway, waiting for our first pitch of game number 2 to get things rolling. We'll run down the starters, give you a little information on both schools. As with that first pitch, game 2 underway. Leading things off, the center fielder for Lander, number 15, Casey Wooten. First pitch to Wooten misses the mark for a ball. Burton down to first base in time. Good speed from Wooten, but the throw on the mark. And they'll get her in time for the first out of the ballgame. Batting second is the second baseman, number 21, Sydney Grimes. So defensively for Georgia Southwestern, no changes except one, and that's today's Game 2 starting pitcher. Senior, number 5, Brittany Childs, making her 16th appearance in her 10th start. .529 batting average. Opponents batting .312 against Childs here this spring. 48 2/3 innings pitched. 49, sorry, I missed a third of an inning there. 49 innings pitched, 64 hits, 37 earned runs, 23 walks, 31 strikeouts, a 3-6 record for Brittany Childs. 1-1 pitch misses, 2-1. Sydney Grimes' current batting average after up to date now after game 1, .316. And she gets a hit in her first at bat of game number 2. First hit of the ball game. Comes with one away. Batting third, left fielder number 8, Kelly McCormick. McCormick's batting average popped up back towards us and hits the top of the building of our press box, concession stand, locker room facility here at Lady Canes Field. McCormick leads the team with a .389 batting average. She has 37 hits, 10 of which have been for extra bases, 7 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. 25 RBIs, 9 walks, only 5 strikeouts. And that will be a line out for a double play. Hard hit ball up the middle. Good defensive play by Gibson. Bring it in, ladies. That's it. 3 outs. Head back to the dugout. Lined out double play. She puts the tag on the runner. And that'll end the inning for for Lander in the home half of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first. GSW makes their way to the dugout eventually. And the Lady Hurricanes will grab the sticks for the first time. See if they can jump on the Bearcats early in this one. No score. GSW coming up for the first time in the ballgame when we return. You're watching Game 2 of our Peach Belt Conference doubleheader between the Lander University Bearcats and Georgia Southwestern State University Lady Hurricanes right here on the Surge Sports Network. First pitch to Ansley Dean. Opens up the home half of the first inning. Ansley came into the day with a .328 batting average and an impressive .421 Peach Belt Conference mark. A couple of home runs, 6 RBIs. In there for a strike, she will face the starting pitcher in game 2 is number 25, Bree Sorrento. Off the glove of Serrano. Still time for the shortstop to make the play and get Dean at first base. That looked like it had the potential for a hit. I thought it was going to get first past Sorrento. She gets the glove on it, gets to the shortstop. Not particularly fast. It seemed like it took forever, but they still got Dean over at first. One away. One up, one down for the Lady Canes. Now batting left fielder, number 4, Michaela Barlow. So, for Sorrento, she's making her 11th start, her 15th appearance overall inside the circle for the Bearcats. 4 complete games to her credit, 76 innings pitched, which is second on the team. 95 hits, 35 earned runs, 20 walks, 38 strikeouts. Opponents batting .298 against Bree. She has a 5-4 record and a 3.22 ERA. The 1-1 pitch to Barlow. A little bit low, 2-1. Barlow entered the day with a .298 batting average, .238 in Peach Belt, 25 walks, 17 strikeouts. Her average still at .298 after game 1. She gets the walk, however. That'll be walk number 26 of the season for Barlow, by far the team leader. Next up is Tierce with 19. One out runner on first. At the plate, third baseman number 22, Haley Tierce. One out for Tierce. That one is a wild pitch that gets past the catcher, allowing Barlow to go down to second base. That'll draw a visit to the circle. Gives us a chance to show you where Tierce was at coming into play today. A .360 batting average. 7 doubles, 12 home runs. Tied for the Peach Belt Conference League lead when the day began in that category. Her current average, .355 after game 1, which is second on the team. She's just 4 points behind the leader, Elizabeth Wills. .355 batting average. 19 walks, 11 strikeouts for Tierce. Count evens up at 1-1. Lander University, 19-10 record overall. They're 3-4 in Peach Belt Conference play. Georgia Southwestern, 14-18. Hard ground ball, good scoop by the third baseman onto first, and they'll get Tierce. 14-18 overall. They're also 3-4 in PBC play. So a hard hit ground ball by Tierce, but that's still an out on the play. And that'll get us to the first baseman, number 20, Lauren Kersey. First pitch to Kersey is outside. Lauren came into the day with a .316 batting average. That dipped to .309 after game 1. 4 home runs, 25 ribbies, 11 walks, 9 strikeouts. Had been doing well in Peach Belt play, .353 coming into the day. Her current tally has her had 13 walks and 10 strikeouts after the opener. Catches the black on the outside to even the count up at 1-1. Big cut, swing and a miss, 1-2. Four pitchers on the staff for Lander have seen action. A slow roller back to in front of the circle. Sorrento on to first, and the Lady Canes are retired in the home half of the first inning. To finish that thought, 4 pitchers, but Ferguson, who pitched game 1, Sorrento, who is now pitching game 2. They've basically handled 99% of the workload. You've got Ashley Vinson with 14 innings on the rubber, and Lexi Griffin has also pitched. She pitched 5 innings so far this season. But it's Ferguson and Sorrento who do the heavy lifting for the pitching staff, and they'll see how game 2 goes for them. No score after 1 here from Lady Canes Field. We'll be back in a moment. Leading off the second inning for Lander, the first baseman, number 29, Haley Sorrow. Sorrow, first pitch, a ball from Gibson, ground ball back up the middle. That chopper gets under Gibson's glove, doesn't hop up as high as she was anticipating on that second bounce. And she's going to get charged with an error on the play there, and plenty of time. Just couldn't get to catch it on the bounce. Runner aboard to open up the second inning for Lander. Number 5 hitter in the lineup. Squares the bunt, foul. At the plate is the catcher, number 22, Chandler Carey. Carey was 1 for 2 in the opening game today. This is a hard hit ball to left center field. It's going to bounce on the warning track. Zeller gets it in. And a stand-up double for Carey. Third baseman, number 19, Darian Ward. Two hits in the ball game for Lander. Runners are at second and third with nobody out. Ward was 2 for 3 in the opening game. Chopped up high. Tierce looks back the runner. And gets the out at first. First of the inning. One away. At the plate is the pitcher, number 25, Bree Sorrento. Sorrento 0 for 3 with a strikeout in game 1. Trying to help her cause here in the nightcap. That one stays up in the zone, 2-0. Hard ball hits, bounces up and hits Gibson on the chest. The throw. Not in time. Just a half a step late. I actually didn't think the play would even be as close as it was. Gibson throwing some good, showing some good snap on that throw, rather. But it's her second error of the inning. Bases are loaded for Ashley Vinson. At the plate, number 7, designated player Ashley Vinson. Is she the So Vinson originally on the lineup card that was turned in, listed as the pitcher, but it was actually Sorrento who was the DP on the original lineup card. So the pre-first pitch switcheroo by the Bearcats. Saw plenty of that yesterday with USC Aiken. And Vincent will come up. Vincent making her first plate appearance of the afternoon. Ground ball to Tierce. They got the force and a double play. The second of the ball game. 2 in as many innings, and the Lady Canes. Childs and her defense coming up huge for an inning-ending double play turned by the Lady Hurricanes. Second straight inning. The GSW defense and Haley Tierce has had a role in turning the double play. So no runs for Lander in the second. Whew. Dodged a bullet there. We'll see if the Lady Canes can get to Sorrento in the bottom half of the inning. They're still looking for their first hit. We'll be back in a moment here on the Surge Sports Network. Elizabeth Wills to open up the second inning. The freshman, 352 overall batting average, 7 home runs, 22 ribbies, 6 walks, 20 strikeouts, which does lead the team. She had a 263 batting average coming in to the action this afternoon. In game 1, Wills was 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. So Wills is 5 for her last 8 at the plate. So hit red hot. Elizabeth Wills, her batting average after game 1 now bumps up. Team leading 359. 359 batting average. She did strike out once in the game, so she's at 21 strikeouts so far this spring. 2-1 pitch to Wills. Pull foul. The freshman from Orlando, Florida, opening up the second inning here against Sorrento and the Bearcats, rather, from Lander University. 2-2 count. Taking a look around the Peach Belt Conference today. Game 1's are wrapping up. Francis Marion, the Patriots pick up only their second Peach Belt Conference win of the season, 2-7 now in PBC play. They took game 1 at home against Flagler, 7-1. Any other finals here? Last score from Young Harris was 11-4. Young Harris over Augusta in the bottom of the 5th inning. 11-4. Young Harris leads Augusta. It was a 2 o'clock start for Aiken at Columbus State, game 1 of their doubleheader. A 3 o'clock start, again, is scheduled for game 2. Popped up in the infield. And the play made by Sorrento. Shortstop number 14, Shannon Gibson. One out in the inning as Gibson steps in. Sorrento now comes home, foul ball. Shannon Gibson, sophomore, 299 batting average coming into play today. She had been hitting well in Peach Belt play, a 500 average here in the early going. And that'll be a base hit for Gibson with 1 away. The Lady Canes have their first base runner of the inning and their first hit of the ball game. Now batting the catcher, number 1, Cassidy Burton. In fact, Gibson had pushed her batting average over. You saw it was 299 coming into play currently. 313 now for Gibson as she had a couple hits, I believe, in the opener. Gibson went 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs in the game 1. So Lady Canes now have 5 batters hitting over 300. Wills, Tierce, Gibson, Kersey, and Dean. Barlow right behind at 298. 1-1 count to Burton. Popped up high. Fly ball, fair territory. Shortstop has it on the grass for the second out. Grayson Sanders now, the second baseman, 157 batting average coming into the day. 4 ribbies, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts. Second baseman, number 4, Grayson Sanders. Inside edge for a strike. That one a little bit low, 1-1. One pitch, pull foul. 1-2. Sanders was 1 for 3. She scored a run. So her current average 167 now. One-two pitch. Ooh, a little bit outside. Didn't miss by much. 2-2. Sorrento, a junior from Long Beach, Mississippi. Chipola College transfer. Off the mark. Ball 3. Count goes full with 2 outs. Sorrento with 21 walks total, if you include Barlow's from earlier in the first inning. 21 walks over 77 and 2/3 innings pitched. That one a little bit low for a ball. And that's a 2-out walk. Now batting is the center fielder number 7, Chloe Zeller. Walk for Sanders. First pitch swinging. Ground ball over to the first baseman, who will step on the bag and end the inning. So Lady Hurricanes leave a couple runners on, and they have made their way through the lineup for the first time in the ball game. Lander's still got the number 9 hitter. We haven't seen Casey Rogers yet. She'll lead off the third when we return, and then it'll be back to the top of the order. Thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast on the Surge Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment for the third inning. Leading off the third inning for Lander, right fielder number 6, Casey Rogers. Casey Rogers up, fans. Don't forget you can follow us on Instagram, GSW Hurricanes. GSW Hurricanes on Instagram. It's also the same Our same account name, ID that we use, handle, however you want to phrase it, on Facebook as well. So Facebook and Instagram users can find us at GSW Hurricanes. I know the softball team has an Instagram page as well. GSW Softball. If you do a search, you'll find the Lady Canes softball Instagram account. First two pitches to the leadoff batter, Casey Rogers, is off the mark, the right fielder. Rogers is a junior from Bennettsville, South Carolina, Marlboro County High School. 2-0 pitch. Fouled off in the box for 2-1. For Rogers, she was 1 for 3 in the opener. And Rogers' current batting average at .308. Rogers 308, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Fly ball to center field. Zeller moving to her right. Will make the grab. And there's one away. Well, the Bearcats will go back to the top of their order. Center fielder Casey Wooten. Fly out to center for Rogers. Wooten grounded out to the second baseman, Grayson Sanders, to open up the ball game. You see Sanders creeping in. This time it'll be pulled farther towards the first base line, but Kersey will make the play this time around. 2 up, 2 down for the Bearcats in the third. Second baseman Sydney Grimes. Grimes has one of the 2 Bearcats hits in the ball game. She singled to the right side in the first inning. First pitch this time around is a ball. Get that second out up there for you. And there you go. 2 outs in the inning. Grimes 2 for 4 with a triple. A couple of RBIs in the first game. Her batting average coming into game 2. .316 RBI, or .316 batting average rather. 2 doubles, 2 triples this season. Inside for a ball, 3-0. Pitch coming from Childs. That one on the outside edge. 3-1. Three-one pitch. Low for ball 4. So Grimes has reached base both times she's been up here in game 2. A 2-out walk gets us to the left fielder, Kelly McCormick. McCormick lined out to Gibson at short. What turned out to be an inning-ending double play as they got the runner Grimes on the play. Another hard hit ball. This one's inside the line. They're going to try to get her at third. It's not going to be in time. A double down the line for McCormick, and she's hit Childs hard both times she's been up. A double down the left field line in the third. All of this coming with 2 outs. Runners at second and third for the Bearcats with 2 away. First baseman Haley Sorrow. Sorrow reached on a Gibson error to open up the second inning. Gibson, the shortstop for GSW. Off-speed pitch for a strike. In the dirt, blocked by Burton. Well, there were some pretty dark, threatening skies kind of out from the right field corner. Even between games, it looked pretty dark down there to the south. And the southwest portion, or south-southwest from the ballpark. But, man, this sunshine has popped out in game 2, and it's gotten bright and beautiful. Just a few scattered white clouds off in the distance. Otherwise, it's blue skies and sunshine. The wind currently blowing out to center or right center field at the moment. As it's a 2-1 pitch. Temperature is 65 degrees. Actually gone down a little bit since game 1. Pulled foul. Winds east-northeast at 12 miles an hour, so I'm being told. And again, 65 degrees. 2 outs. 2-2 count. Base runners at second and third. She waits on that one, line drive. Tears tries to get a glove on it. She can't. One runs in. The throw is going to be high, trying to get the runner at home. A base hit, 2-run single for Sorrow, and she'll advance to second base on the throw home. That was not in time, so the Bearcats strike first in game 2. Big hit from Sorrow there. Unfortunately, all of this has happened for Childs with 2 outs in the inning. She got the first two batters. And it's been a walk, a double, and now a single. That's put GSW down in a 2-run hole. Top of the third inning, 2 outs. The number 5 hitter is up. And she doubled to left center. Her first time up in the second inning. The batter is the catcher, Chandler Carey. Pulled foul there. Starting to hit Childs off-speed stuff pretty hard. But they've been, the Bearcats, for the most part, out in front of it. They have 4 hits in the game. This weekend's Peach Belt Conference schedule had Flagler at Francis Marion. Line drive right to Gibson. Hit hard, but right at the shortstop to end the inning. Line out to short will end the third, but a 2-out rally kicked off this run for the Bearcats and puts the first 2 on the board. 2.5 complete here at Lady Canes Field. The visiting Bearcats now on top. 2-0 your score. And we'll be back in a moment. So as we make our second time through the lineup, we'll reintroduce you to the Lady Canes. Freshman Ansley Dean from Madison, Georgia, Morgan County High School. To lead things off in the third. Leading off the third inning, designated player Ansley Dean. Dean grounded out to the shortstop to open the ball game for Georgia Southwestern. She was 0 for 4 rather, in game one. Current batting average 306. Bouncing ball to the second baseman. She's got to wait for it. The throw in time, however, to get Dean. Well, she walked her last time up. It's senior Michaela Barlow from Baxley, Georgia. At the plate is the left fielder, Michaela Barlow. Barlow transferred in from Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, or ABAC, in Tifton, Georgia. She's got one of the 2 walks in the ball game issued by Sorrento. Line back up the middle and a base hit for Barlow. She's had herself a pretty good day. Third baseman Haley Tierce. First pitch swinging for Tierce, fouled off. Haley Tierce, 5'10" junior, Warner Robins, Georgia, Houston County High School product. Stepping in, and there's actually one away. We'll get that. Make the update there as there's a runner on first with 1 out in the inning. One ball, 1 strike. The count as play was stopped by the umpire. Runners going. Barlow, the throw in time. Great throw right in front of the bag. That was a heck of a throw. Anything but that perfect throw, and Barlow would have been there. But that one was right there in front of her foot, in front of Barlow's foot as she was coming into the bag. Excellent throw by Carey. 2 away, bases are empty. So Tierce will, have to start the Lady Hurricanes run, if there was to be one, this half inning with 2 outs. Two balls, 2 strikes, fouled off. North Georgia, the team in control of the softball world right now, Division II wise. The Nighthawks are undefeated in Peach Belt Conference play, 8-0, 36-1 overall. Standings before the start of play today had Georgia College at 5-1, 20-10 overall. Young Harris 4-2, Columbus State 5-3, Flagler 5-3, Lander was 3-3, GSW was 2-4, Augusta 2-4, Aiken 1-3, USC Aiken 1-3, Francis Marion 1-7, but they got a win against Flagler in Game 1 of their doubleheader, and UNC Pembroke still looking for their first Peach Belt Conference win at the bottom at 0-6. Flagler at Francis Marion, Augusta at Young Harris, and USC Aiken at Columbus State. The other Peach Belt Conference games and teams in action today. Full count to Tiers. Ground ball, hard hit ball right under the legs between the wickets. Bobbled and short in the left field. Good speed from Tiers, and she'll turn that into 2 bases. Hard hit ball went right under the glove and between the wickets of the shortstop. Kyra Irvin at short. Charged with the error. Going off to second is extending it is Tiers as she sees the bobble in left and takes off for second with no doubt and is in safely. Well, Lander scored their runs with 2 outs. Maybe the Lady Hurricanes can do the same. 2 outs, bases empty when it all started for them last half inning, and GSW's trying to match. They've got a ways to go, but the first baseman, Lauren Kersey. So E6. Kersey grounded out to the pitcher in the first. First 2 pitches are strikes. Lauren Kersey, 5'9" freshman from LaGrange, Georgia. And LaGrange High School stepping in for a 1-2 offering from Sorrento. Got a piece of it will stay alive. That was the first error of the ball game for Lander. And actually, oh, that's right, they had a couple in the first game. Third error of the day for the Bearcats. Kersey fouls another pitch off. In on the hands. Ball dies in the batter's box. Dead ball count stays at 1-2. Ground ball slowly rolling to the second baseman, underhand toss to first to end the inning. So Kersey grounds out for the second time in the ball game. And GSW comes up empty. No runs in the third. So we head to the fourth. Lander with a 2-0 lead. We'll be back in a few moments. You're watching GSW Softball Peach Belt Conference action on the Surge Sports Network. Don't forget to visit the Roman Oven Pizzeria. Again, well known for their pizza buffet. You can see it there. But they've got a full menu: sandwiches, wings, burgers, wraps, you name it. Anthony can make it up for you. Only in Americus can you find the Roman Oven Pizzeria. Give them a call next time you're in town or stop by. High fly ball. First pitch swinging. The third baseman, Darian Ward, sends one back, but Barlow has it in front of the wall in left. And it's one away quickly for Lander to open the fourth inning. At the plate, the pitcher, Bree Sorrento. Sorrento reached on an error by the shortstop, Shannon Gibson, in the second inning. This one fouled up above our camera and out of play. This one also popped up out of play. So following today's action, the Bearcats actually get to return home to close out the month of March. A couple of double headers, one on Wednesday against Erskine. 5 o'clock the start time for Lander back in Greenwood. 5 o'clock on Wednesday. And then they host North Georgia, the PBC leaders, on Saturday. That one's scheduled for a noon start time. Goes up after that one and lines it over the third baseman's head and down the line into the corner. Quickly on it is Barlow, and they'll have to hold Sorrento at first base, but a one-out base hit for the pitcher here in the fourth. We'll get to the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Designated player Ashley Vinson. Vinson grounded into an inning-ending double play, 5-2-3 to end the second inning. The runner at first, Sorrento. 0-1 count to Vinson. Called strike, 0-2. And the Lady Hurricanes, between innings, actually made a pitching change. In relief of Childs, the new pitcher for Georgia Southwestern is number 16, Ansley Dean. That one's going to get away from the catcher, Burton, allowing the runner to go down to second. So Burton with a pass ball, allowing the runner to go down to second base. 1 out, 2-2 count. Pulled foul. So pitching-wise, she's been the DP. Here's a look at Ansley Dean's pitching stats. 7 ERA, that down a little bit after yesterday's good performance in relief. Opponents are batting .328 against her. 33 innings pitched for the freshman. And there's a strikeout. That's one thing that Dean does bring in out of the pen, is the ability to strike out batters with a rise pitch. Got a couple of clutch ones yesterday. 2 outs. A couple of opposing coaches have told Coach Levering that when on. And when the freshman is clicking, she may have the best, and, well, in their opponent's coaching eyes opinion, the best stuff on the pitching staff. Ground out to Sanders to end the frame, and so Ansley Dean comes in and puts up a scoreless frame on the Bearcats in the fourth. We'll be back for the bottom half of the inning. And a reminder, I told you what was coming up as far as GSW goes, or as far as Lander goes, rather, on their schedule. But a reminder that the next broadcast here on the Surge Sports Network for GSW comes on Wednesday. A return visit, or a return meeting, in the non-conference home-and-home series against West Georgia. The Wolves got the better of GSW this past week. On Wednesday, a 14-13 win in Game 1. Lady Canes came back from a huge deficit in that one. I want to say they were down at least 8 at some point. Grand slam from Tierce made it a close game, and it took a walk-off from West Georgia to win 14-13. And the Wolves did cruise in the nightcap 8-0. So GSW looking for a little payback. That'll be our next broadcast. It comes up Wednesday, Game 1, 3 p.m., and we'll go on the air just a moment before first pitch. So again, look for us on the same YouTube channel on the Surge Sports Network Wednesday at 3 o'clock against West Georgia. Elizabeth Wills leads off the fourth inning for the Lady Hurricanes. In need of a little offense, they've been shut down by Sorrento so far. Held to 2 hits through the first 3 innings. Wills, the number 5 hitter in the lineup. One pitch coming up to Wills. Fouled off. Elizabeth Wills. 5'8" freshman from Orlando, Florida, William R. Boone High School. Wills leads the Lady Canes with a .359 batting average. Swing and a miss. She does go down on strikes, swinging her 22nd time she's been set down on strikes this season. She popped up to the pitcher in the second. So 0 for 2 for Wills. Shortstop, Shannon Gibson. So Gibson will come up with one away. Strike called. Shannon Gibson, the 5'10" sophomore, Colborne, Ontario, Canada. One of the arms on the pitching staff as well that Coach Levering could go to. 1-2 count to Gibson. Gibson has started 11 games this season. Inside the circle, she's pitched for 48 2/3 innings, so an option if needed for Coach Nikki Levering 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Count runs full to Gibson. Again, she singled to left field in the second inning. And she'll go down on strikes. So, back-to-back strikeouts. For Sorrento. Catcher Cassidy Burton. Off-speed pitch called strike. Cassidy Burton, 5'4" freshman, Brampton, Ontario, Canada. David Suzuki Secondary School before making the trek down to Southwest Georgia. So Gibson and Burton. Ground ball left side, diving effort, but that's a base hit for Burton. A good piece of hitting and almost a great stop at short. But it'll squirt through for a 2-out single for Burton. Second baseman, Grayson Sanders. Sanders walked in the second inning. High and tight, ball 1. That one a little tight as well, ball 2. Grayson Sanders. 5'4" senior, Phoenix City, Alabama. Brookstone School. Outside, ball 3. In there for a strike. Sanders had only walked 3 times all season coming into game 2. And it under the glove of the third baseman for a base hit. Yep. Right over the bag. She tried to get it, decided not to backhand it, more or less. Kept the glove open, and in that stretch and that reach, it stays under the glove for a base hit for Sanders. Center fielder, Chloe Zeller. She grounded out to the first baseman. Her first time up. In there for a strike. First 2 batters of the inning struck out. Now it's been a couple of singles that have squirted through, and the Lady Canes Try to make something happen and cut into this deficit. Pulled foul. That gives us a chance to reintroduce you to Chloe, the 5'1" freshman from Flowery Branch, Georgia, and Flowery Branch High School product. This one chopped to the third, or shortstop rather, who has it and makes the play. The infield way in on Zeller on that one, and no chance for her to beat it out with the infield drawn in. 6-3 ground out. Leaves the Lady Canes scoreless in the fourth as well. To the fifth inning we go. 2-0 the score in favor of the visiting Bearcats from Lander University. We'll be back for the fifth in a moment on the Surge Sports Network. Leadoff batter also representing the top of the batting order for Lander. At the plate is the center fielder Casey Wooten. Don't forget, fans, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're watching it right now. Click that red button. That one out of play. That way you can be notified of whenever if you so choose, of whenever the Hurricanes and GSW Athletics Department goes live for their events. GSW Athletics and YouTube, the flagship station of the Surge Sports Network. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wooten. She has grounded out both times. The first time up, it was to the catcher, and their second time up in the third inning, which came in the third inning, she grounded out to Kersey at first base unassisted. This one's going to go to the shortstop, Gibson, who can't come up with it. Her momentum taking her to her left, and the ball stays behind while her body's moving in that direction, and it's an error on Gibson. Runner on first, nobody out. Gibson's been having a rough day defensively. She's done great at the plate. Runner goes there in plenty of time. Stolen base for Wooten. An easy swipe. And for her, that'll be stolen base number 17. Tops on the Lander roster. 0-1 the count, 0-1. The batter's the second baseman, Sydney Grimes. Bunt, foul. Fifth inning. So for Grimes, she singled in the first, walked in the third, 1 for 1. this ball game. The runner on second with the stolen base is Wooten. Pitches high, 1-2. Bouncing ball to the second baseman. Has to quick flick it to first. Kersey with the catch. Off the Sanders flip. Runner move over to third. 1 out. Left fielder Kelly McCormick. High fly ball, shallow left field. They're going to send her. I think this could be close. The throw is high underneath it. She got underneath the throw and the tag. Man, that was a close play. That throw coming in from shallow left field. Barlow unable to get it. A sacrifice fly. 2 outs in the inning. Lander takes a 3-0 lead. The bases now are empty with 2 away. At the plate, first baseman Haley Sorrow. Sorrow reached on an error by the shortstop in the second, and then singled the next. On the run, foul territory in the corner, making the grab. Ooh, what happened here? Hold on, we'll try to get our video stream back. Don't know what happened there, folks. We'll be right back. Hang with us. The catch was made, and that'll be it for that half of the inning. 3-0. We'll be back for the bottom half of the fifth in a moment. Hang with us. We'll try to get this video thing fixed up here on the Surge Sports Network. Well, we made it back just in time. Back on the air. 3-0 the score in the favor of the visiting Bobcats. That foul out by Sorrow was just about as close as you could get to the corner where the outfield wall meets the surrounding fence in foul territory when Barlow came down with it to end the inning. So Ansley Dean's the batter. She's 0 for 2 in this game. Both have been by way of ground out. Grounded out to the shortstop in the first and to the second baseman in the third. Dean now the pitcher in relief. Leading off the home half of the fifth inning is the pitcher, Ansley Dean. So see if Dean can help herself out here. Lady Canes need something to get started. This lead's been stretched up, bouncing ball over the outstretched glove of Sorrento and into center field. So Dean just does just that. Reaches base to open up the inning. Base hit back up the middle. Gets things started in the fifth. Left fielder Michaela Barlow. Barlow 1 for 1 in this game. Walked in the first, single to center in the third, but was caught stealing. Ground ball. Slow enough to give Barlow the chance, and there's the effort from the senior, diving headfirst into first base. She didn't have to do it, as it turns out, but the second baseman just holds on to the ball on an infield single that just took forever to get to her. Worked out okay for the Lady Hurricanes, though. 2 runners on, first 2 batters of the inning, and they'll have a little defensive huddle inside the circle. Talk strategy a little bit. Base hit for Barlow, so she's 2 for 2 in the game now. All right, Haley. 0 for 2 in this ball game. She grounded out to third in the first inning and reached on an error by the shortstop in the third. At the plate for the Lady Hurricanes, third baseman, Haley Tierce. Inside pitch taken for a strike. Well, Tierce was 1 for 4. And now 0 for 2, so Lander has done a good job of keeping the dangerous hitter in check over the course of the doubleheader today. Maybe she's due. 1-1 count. Ooh, line drive. Ooh, heads up by Barlow to get back on that scorching line drive to the second baseman. Makes the play, and a line out is the first out of the inning. So it'll have to come off the bat of somebody else here, as Coach Levering is discussing things. It looks like we'll have a pinch hitter for Kersey, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Lander pitching has held her in check as well. She walked twice in the opener, but was 0 for 2 overall, and now 0 for 2 in this one. So they'll take their chances with the matchup, bringing in the left-handed batter, Kaylin Church. Pinch hitting for the Lady Hurricanes, number 17, Kaylin Church. Popped up, foul. I think this one's going to get out of play. Yes, it does. Just beyond the GSW dugout and just over the fence. Had a beat on it. So for the pinch hitter, Kaylin Church, the junior, she has pitched a mere 7 innings, but she does have a few innings of work there. How about we get you the stats of her batting? That would be a little bit better. We'll try this one. How about that? .235 batting average. She has done okay in Peach Belt Conference play when given the chance. .333. Couple of doubles. 2 ribbies, 1 walk, couple strikeouts. And the count now 1-2 to Church. Kaylin Church. bats left, but does throw right. Junior from Columbus, Georgia. Will ground out to the pitcher. Base runners move over one. 1-3 ground out for the second out of the inning. Two outs. Right fielder Elizabeth Wills. Wills is 0 for 2. She popped out to the pitcher in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. Inside edge for a strike. And Sorrento's out in front. 2 outs in the inning. GSW starting to run out of chances. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, so this is an opportunity to cut into a 3-run deficit. Lady Hurricanes with 6 hits in the ball game, actually now ahead of Lander in that category, as the Bearcats have 5. But Lander ahead where it counts, and that's in the run column. 3-0, pulled foul. They came inside again to Wills. Funny, you talked to Wills yesterday if you watched our post-game interviews with Hadley Turner. Elizabeth and Haley Tierce, along with Coach Levering, talking a little bit about yesterday's game. One thing Wills said she had to work on and was trying to continually get better at was the inside pitch. Lander's done the scouting report, giving her a steady dose. This one comes outside, 1-2. That's one area she wants to work on, but overall her batting average stellar here in her freshman campaign. Again, coming into game 2 at .359 to lead the team. So she gets that whole inside pitch thing worked out, and oh boy, look out, 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss, and this one is going to be in favor of Sorrento. She's had the better of Wills today. 2 strikeouts in a row against Wills. 2 runs left on the bases. 2 runners left on the bases, and GSW comes up empty in the 5th. Well, here we go to the 6th inning. Lander looks to add to their lead. It's a 3-0 game at this point. We'll be back in a moment on the Surge Sports Network. Catcher Chandler Carey, I'm sorry, opens up the 6th inning. Carey, floating ball that's going to bounce in front of Marlowe in left field for a leadoff single in the 6th. Carey's done well today in game 2 anyway. That her second hit of the day. She doubled in the second. Lined out to short in the third, and now a base hit to left field. The bunt attempt. Foul. At the plate, third baseman Darian Ward. Ward 0 for 2 in this one. Ground out to third, fly out to left field, rather. Those her 2 at-bats in the ball game. First pitch a strike. This one slicing, and bouncing in front of Wills in right field. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to be Chloe Zeller making the play, but the wind and the slice sailing drifts that one into right field, or closer to right center field, and back-to-back singles for the Bearcats. Opening up the 6th inning. Pitcher's got a chance to help her cause here. Pitcher Bree Sorrento. 1 for 2. She singled down the left field line her last time up. Offers at that 1-0-1. Pitch, the bunt, pretty good. Right out in front of this, right out in front of home plate. Dean will get Sorrento at first, but a good bunt to move over the runners. That one just kind of died right out in front of home plate. A little bit up the first base line. Runners move over. RBI opportunity for Ashley Vinson, the designated player. Popped up. It'll be Gibson who has it. Runners will have to stay put. And that's the kind of out that Dean needed right there, if she's going to get out of the inning unscathed. 2 outs now. Right fielder Casey Rogers. Sorrento. Rogers is 0 for 2 in this one. Last time up, in the 4th inning, she grounded out to the second baseman, Sanders. 2 outs in the inning. That one just to the right of the bag. Rogers, the number 9 hitter in the batting order. Foul ball, 1-2. Lady Hurricanes will be looking at 6, 7, and 8 in their lineup when they get to bat in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Foul. That one hit her. Rogers gonna shake that one off. Having a grimace as she turned towards the camera on that one and was hit by the pitch. Well, the bases are loaded. Okay. So with 2 outs in the top of the order, A pinch hitter will be called upon. So replacing Wooten to bat anyway. Elena Fry. Elena Fry. There you go. Pinch hitting for Wooten. And the Bearcats is number 6, Elena Fry. So Fry will get her first at bat of the afternoon. In there for a strike. Fry has started 1 game and appeared in 11. She's 2 for 13 with an RBI, and that equates to a 154 batting average. Popped up foul. Fry, a freshman from Cumming, Georgia. Oh, 2 pitch coming her way. Dean outside with that one, 1-2. Well, this would be a big out for Dean to try to prevent this thing from getting out of hand. And Lady Hurricanes have shown the ability to rally, but let's try to keep it manageable. 2 balls, 2 strikes now, 2 outs in the inning. Fouled off. She'll stay in the box. Fry hanging around for another pitch. Wooten, the center fielder, was 0 for 3 in the game. But this is a matchup of pulls that one foul, and she'll get another pitch. So Fry's up there fighting to stay alive. Another 2-2 pitch coming from Dean. Let's see if she can find that strikeout offering, or strikeout pitch here. She'll rock back and throw. Ground ball to Tierce. Throw to first on the money. That'll be it. Well, the Bearcats leave the bases loaded, but they still got that 3-run lead. We'll see if GSW can finally break through for a run. They need a couple here. We'll see if it comes in the 6th. 3-0 the score. Lander leads. We'll be back in a moment. 6, 7, and 8 hitters of this half inning for Georgia Southwestern. Shannon Gibson, the first of the bunch, will lead things off. The first pitch to Gibson, missing the mark for a ball. Gibson in this game is 1 for 2. Her last time up, she struck out swinging, and that came in the 4th. Shannon's really been hitting well here as of late. She got another single there, a base hit through the right side. And the Lady Canes have their leadoff runner aboard in the 6th. Cassidy Burton singled past the shortstop her last time up. 1 for 2 in the game. At the plate, catcher Cassidy Burton. Called strike. Hits are even at 7 apiece. Georgia Southwestern with a couple more errors, 3 and 3 to 1. The comparison in that category. Squaring to bunt, third baseman comes in. The throw in time. So, runner moves over to second, 1 out in the inning. Second baseman Grayson Sanders. She singled down the left field line her last time up. 1 for 1. First pitch swinging. That's in foul territory. Going to have room, but not enough time to get there. As it lands right in front of the wall, fence, if you will, along the left field line in foul territory. A lot of ground to cover, and it got down before McCormick could get over there. Runners at second base. And there's 1 out in the inning for Sanders. Georgia Southwestern has left 8. On base in this one. The Bearcats have stranded 7. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sanders outside for a ball, 2 and 2. So a long look at the wristband and then a couple of glances over to the dugout for Sorrento. As she gets the signs. She might not have been sure on that last one. This time she just comes right up firing after getting the signal. Well, the count's run full to Sanders. She did walk already once today. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Inside. Oh! Ooh. Well, a strikeout. Sanders backing off of that one. Hard to see. You probably saw it on the clip, and we'll watch it back. It looked like it could have been a little bit high, and perhaps inside as well. Big time call and a much needed one at that point for Lander to keep GSW in check. Tough time of the game to get that one rung up on you there. Obviously the home crowd chirping at the umpire, not pleased with that strike 3 call on Sanders. But nonetheless, 2 outs in the inning, 1 ball. And that could be the end of the inning. They flip, and they'll say it was in time. Got him, or got her, rather. That was Chloe Zeller that was unable to beat out the throw. And GSW comes up empty in the 6th. So the home crowd getting a little bit restless, but she was out at first base, and the inning is over. The Lady Canes are down to their final 3 outs. If they're going to make a run, Lander looks to extend the lead when we return. 7th inning coming up. Lady Hurricanes are home again on Wednesday, but you can catch another broadcast on the Surge Sports Network on Friday. The baseball team entertains Young Harris for a doubleheader on Friday. First pitch at 1 o'clock. We'll go on the air just a few moments before Friday. Hurricane Stadium, the site. Peachville Conference Baseball. Young Harris at GSW. Leading off the 7th inning, second baseman Sydney Grimes. Well, Grimes is 1 for 2 with a walk in the middle. This one to Sanders. Clean play on to first. Second straight time she has grounded out to Sanders. One away. Left fielder Kelly McCormick. McCormick, 1 for 2 her last time up. She drove in a run. The sacrifice fly to left field. You can follow us on Twitter. GSW Athletics is where you can find us on Twitter, GSW Athletics. The softball program, do a search for GSW Softball. They also have a Twitter account. Back up the middle, Dean has it. Over to first. 2 up, 2 down for Lander in the 7th inning. But our athletic page on Twitter again, GSW Athletics. The cleanup hitter comes up with 2 outs. First baseman Haley Soro. 1 for 3 here in game number 2. Her last time up, she flew out in foul territory to Barlow and left. High fly ball. High, deep, and gone. How about that? Insurance run, 2 out, solo shot. Haley Sorrow sends it over the right center field wall, just to the right, or right towards the end of the batter's eye screen in center field. So for Sorrow, that's her team-leading 4th home run of the season. So it comes with actually 2 outs in the inning. 2 outs, and the score is now 4-0. Well, the Bearcats have hard hit ball, line drive. Barlow's going to have to pull up and let that one bounce in front of her, just inside the left field foul line for a base hit. Two-out single. Darian Ward, the third baseman, is up. Third baseman, Darian Ward. Ward singled her last time up, her only hit of the game, 1 for 3. Single to right field. Last half inning. One ball, one strike. That's home run number 13 on the season for Lander. Again, Sorrow now holds the team lead by herself at 4. Ashley Vinson has 3 and is right behind her in that category. 2 balls and a strike. This is the mark there. It's been an every other inning run here for Lander. They struck first for 2 in the 3rd, then had a run in the 5th, and now a run in the 7th to get to their 4. 3-1 delivery. Pop foul. Out of play first base side. Maybe not. Well, a 2-out walk issued by Dean. Time called. That looks like they'll bring on a pinch runner at first base. Abby Harris being called on to run. At first base, pinch running for Lander, number 12, Abby Harris. Back to Dean, on to first, end of the inning. But Lander gets the solo home run to stretch the margin down to 4 runs. Lady Hurricanes huddle up, talk a little strategy, and come out. In need of a lot of work offensively here in the 7th. Lander leads 4-0. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Georgia Southwestern State University softball Peach Belt Conference action on the Surge Sports Network. To the 7th inning you go, fans. You can find us on Instagram at GSW Hurricanes. GSW Hurricanes on Instagram. Pitching change for Lander. Now they'll bring in number 7, Ashley Vinson, to try to close the door. It is not a save opportunity for Vinson. She's making her 7th appearance out of the pen. Her 10th overall. 14 2/3 innings. First batter she'll face is Ansley Dean, her counterpart inside the circle for GSW. First pitch was a strike. This one a ground ball. Troubled handling it. Dean will be able with that second bobble to get there in time. Well, the Lady Canes got the leadoff runner aboard in the second error of the ball game. Your attention, fans, now pitching for Lander is number 7, Ashley Vinson. And at the plate, left fielder, Michaela Barlow. High for a ball. Vinson, 14 2/3 innings pitched. The lefty has allowed 17 hits, 5 earned runs, 5 walks, 11 strikeouts. Opponents batting .283 against her, a 1-1 record and a 2.39 ERA. 2-0 the count. So Barlow is 2 for 2. She walked her first time up and has singled consecutively since then. 2 for 2 for Barlow. First strike there on that one. Challenging her inside. Barlow can't make a connection on it. So Vincent, the freshman pitcher from Union, South Carolina, and Union County High School. Trying to shut the door. 3-1 count. Ball 4, that one perhaps a little bit high. I don't think it was inside, but maybe. I was wondering how long they would go with her if there was any threat. At this point, it's just going to be a discussion inside the circle with the assistant coach for the Bearcats. Monica Shorter out there having a word. Just settle the freshman down, get her back in the groove of things here, but the first 2 batters have reached base for the Lady Hurricanes in the 7th. And they can either, a couple of options, but they could go back to Ferguson, the game 1 starter. Heck, we saw that USC Aiken bring the same pitcher back in after another pitcher had relieved her yesterday. But this is just a discussion. Try to get number 7 in the groove as she's got to face the dangerous hitter and talk strategy on how to pitch. Third baseman, Haley Tierce. Tierce, 0 for 3 in this one. That one lined over the first baseman's glove and into right field on the line. 1 run is in, runners on the corners. 4-1. Tying run at the plate for GSW. Big time hit, and that'll extend her hitting streak. Runners are at the corners. And they're going to have a pretty short leash with Vinson. She's going to have to turn the ball over quickly. And, yep, they'll just go ahead and bring 25 back in. Sorrento. So they'll let Sorrento come back in to pitch off the DP. Well, it'd be interesting. That would be well, by the book, if she was another pitcher, have a chance to get a save. How about a win and a save? She's got to save her own game here. Sorrento will come in and try to close the door. She's been in control of GSW hitters to this point. And now she'll just have to come back in and finish it off if she can. Runners are at the corners. Lady Hurricanes in the meat of their order. The cleanup hitter is up. First baseman Lauren Kersey. Nobody out in the inning. Kersey representing the tying run. Coming to the plate for the Lady Hurricanes is the first baseman, Lauren Kersey. Well, so Tierce keeps her hitting streak alive. That'll put her up to 10 straight games that she's gotten a hit. Outside pitch. Base hit in. Opposite field shot from Tierce there. Puts us in this position with runners at the corners. Kersey 0 for 2. She was pinch hit for the last time she came up. Suicide squeeze to perfection. Tries to flip it with the glove. Not a chance. Barlow doesn't even have to slide, and the Lady Canes have cut the lead in half and now have their second run of the inning. Nobody out. At the plate, right fielder Elizabeth Wills. Well, Wills is 0 for 3. She has struck out the last 2 times she's been up. Sorrento has had the better of the meetings today. But despite all of that, Wills has a chance to be the hero yet again if she can come up big here. She squares to bunt. It's a good bunt. Third baseman comes in. They'll get her at first. Ooh. Even the third baseman looked like there was a little bit of a sigh of relief to get their first out of the inning. Well, it was a good bunt by Wills. And again, this one was to the right of the circle on our screen. And it was the third baseman who had to slide across and make the play. So she issues the sacrifice. You hate to see that power go out, and Wills was a hot bat, but Sorrento has had the better of her today. Wills a sacrifice bunt. The first out of the inning. Runners move over. We'll do that for you here on the graphic. Get us up to snuff. There you go. 1 out. Runners on second and third. And Gibson, on the flip side, has fared well against Sorrento today. She's 2 for 3. A couple of singles sandwiched, the strikeout in between. At the plate, the shortstop, Shannon Gibson. 1 out, Gibson up. This one hard hit ground ball. They'll get the play at first. 1 run is in. The throw gets past the third baseman. Tie ball game. Oh, boy. That's the problem that you can get. You throw it around, it gets past the third baseman. Oh, boy, the Lady Canes have 4 runs in the 7th, and they've tied the ball game up. How about that, folks? These Lady Canes just will not go away. They didn't yesterday in the comeback, and they're going to force potentially extra innings here in this one. 2 outs, bases are empty. Well, it's interesting. Sometimes 4 runs isn't as comfortable as you think. They make a pitching change when Sorrento was dealing. Couple batters reach. Little momentum, and here come the Lady Hurricanes. At the plate, catcher Cassidy Burton. So a ground out from Gibson. 6. Swing and a miss. Still only a tie game, but wow. 4 runs in the 7th. There's 2 outs, a 1-1 count to Burton now. It's all the momentum that the Lady Canes needed to push this one into extra innings. Throw up but caught to end the Lady Canes 7th, but they better give them a home fans better get to life here and give the Lady Canes a good round of applause on that effort, because we're going to extra innings for the 2nd consecutive series. The game 2 against Aiken went 9. We're going at least to the 8th. We'll be back in a moment for the 8th inning, all tied up 4 apiece. Well, leading off the 8th inning is Ashley Vinson. 0 for 3 in the game, back in as the designated player. She faced 2 batters to open up the 7th inning in relief of starting pitcher Sorrento, but quickly was replaced with a re-entry from Sorrento to get out of the inning. Stats pretty even, especially as you look across the line score. 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Lander. 4 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Georgia Southwestern. 2-2 count coming from Ansley Dean, the pitcher for Georgia Southwestern. Find out where she's at. And a strikeout for Dean to open up the inning. One away. Number 9 hitter in the lineup, right fielder Casey Rogers. Rogers is Rogers 1 for 3. Nope, I'm sorry, 0 for 2. My mistake. 0 for 2. But our last at bat, she was hit by a pitch. Fly ball left field. It'll be Barlow who has it in to make the play. 2 up, 2 down. Back to the top of the order. And this time she will bat. Center fielder Casey Wooten. Wooten had a pinch hitter the last time this position was, spot in the order was up. Before that, she was 0 for 3. She reached base one of those 3 times, courtesy of an error by the shortstop, Gibson, back in the 5th. Slap to Sanders, right into her glove, over to first. 1-2-3 inning. There's a little life here in the ballpark. Lady Hurricanes are going to try to come back and get the W. Nothing for Lander in the 8th. Bottom half of the inning, all tied up at 4. We'll be back in a moment here on the Surge Sports Network. Leading off the 8th inning for the Lady Hurricanes, second baseman Grayson Sanders. Sneak that one in. First pitch fouled off. Sanders is 1 for 2. Last time up, she struck out looking. For Georgia Southwestern, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 batters in the order. Collectively, those 3 have accounted for 2 hits outside. Ball 1. 2 of the 9 Georgia Southwestern hits in the game. One ball, 2 strikes, low for a ball, 2-2. And a pretty good crowd on hand overall, especially as the skies and the clouds kind of dissipated. Blue skies broke through. Strikeout swinging, so Sanders has struck out her last 2 times up. And that's how the Lady Canes open the 8th. One out. Zeller slaps that one up the middle for a base hit. So GSW has a runner aboard, 1 away. game-winning run or game. Yeah, that would be the game-winning run over at first. At the plate, pitcher Ansley Dean. Well, Dean singled up the middle her last time up. She's 1 for 3 in the game. Inside edge, called strike. Lady Canes with 10 hits in the ball game. Now just 1 up on Lander in that category. A 1 pitch, outside, ball 1. Well, Sorrento has struck out 5 and walked 2 over her 7 1/3 innings. High fly ball to left field. Plenty of room, plenty of time, and the grab is made by McCormick for the second out. So Dean flies out to left. Two away. The batter, left fielder, Michaela Barlow. Barlow singled her last 2 times up. She walked in the first, 2 for 2. In there for a strike. Inside for a ball. A little power potential there with Barlow. She does have 3 home runs this season. Not that that's what the Lady Canes need, but 7 doubles, 3 home runs. High fly ball, left center field. It'll be the left fielder McCormick who makes the play and ends the inning. So Barlow just gets under that one a little bit too much. Lofts it into deep left center field for the final out of the Lady Hurricanes' 8th inning. So just like yesterday, game 2 of the doubleheader against USC Aiken. We're going to the 9th. 9th inning coming up from Lady Canes Field. You don't want to miss any more of this action, do you? One way you can avoid that happening, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the one you're watching right now, GSW Athletics. Click that little red subscribe button, and you can get alerts of when the Lady Canes or any of our home events go live. YouTube, GSW Athletics. We will be back in a moment for the 9th inning. Leading off the 9th inning for Lander, second baseman Sydney Grimes. First pitch to Grimes, a strike. This one up the middle, base hit. Lead off runner aboard for the Bearcats in the 9th. Hits now even at 10 apiece. Left fielder Kelly McCormick. Well, this would fit into that every other inning thing that the Bearcats have had going on. They've scored in the 3rd, 5th, 7th. It'll be up to Dean to snap that streak and that trend here in the 9th. McCormick is 1 for 3. She grounded out to the pitcher her last time up. She does have a double in the ball game. Runner goes. The throw not in time. Oh! And she's holding her knee. Boy, I hope she's okay. That looks serious. They'll call the trainer out there. And the head coach will have a word. The head coach, Glenn Crawford, having a word with the base umpire. Both players kind of slow to get up, and man, the way she was holding her knee, I hope she'll be okay at the runner over there at second base. Also, GSW checking on the second baseman, Sanders, to make sure she's okay. Oh, is that Sanders or Gibson? Gibson, my bad. Shannon Gibson. Gingerly walking back to the dugout. And Crawford lets his trainer and assistant coach check on the young lady while he has a word and an earful with both of the umpires today. And the Lander parents in attendance are starting to chirp up a little bit. Very disappointed with that call, and they're sure to let Blue know about it. Well, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The runner called out on the steal attempt at second base, and we'll get back to the action. Soft fly ball. Barlow on the run, makes the grab in left center field for the second out of the inning. So McCormick flies out. 2 away. At the plate, first baseman Haley Soro. Well, we can take the base off. Sorry about that. And change it to 2 outs. There you go. 2 outs, base is empty. Soro 2 for 4 with 3 runs batted in this game. So she's been accounting for the offense in a big way for the Bearcats. You'll see if she can do it herself this half inning as well. Popped up. It's going to stay in the park, but tailing away from Kersey, and she can't get there. We just strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. In on the hands, fouled back. 1 and 2. High fly ball, but waiting for it. Now coming in a little bit is Zeller. She'll make the grab, and that'll be it for the Bearcats in the 9th. So the whole every other odd inning thing is over. Dean snaps it. No runs for Lander in the 9th. Well, we'll see what GSW can do. Bottom half of the frame when we come back. Exciting game here. Extra innings, extra softball for you between Lander and GSW on the Surge Sports Network. One pitch, one out as Haley Tierce grounds out to the third baseman to open up the ninth inning. Tierce a quick out here in the ninth. Tierce rounds out to third. That'll bring up first baseman Lauren Kersey. Kersey Kersey 1 for 3 with an RBI. Had to hit her last time up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Low ball 2. Three-1 to Kersey. Up in on the hands. She'll go after it, foul it off for a run the count full. So for Lander, let's see. They did have a 10-inning game this season at home against Lees McRae back on the 17th of February. Fouled off. It was a 4-3 decision in favor of the Bobcats. Or Bearcats, I'm sorry, Bearcats. Then against Queens, they lost in 9 innings, 7-2, also at home. 8 innings, 4-3 win against Francis Marion. 6-5 loss to Eckerd in 8. They've been very foul ball. Second baseman has it. And the grab is made by Grimes for the second out of the inning. So Kersey pops out. 2 outs. 8 innings against Newberry. So extra innings, nothing new for Lander. They've won a handful of them. At the plate, right fielder Elizabeth Wills. One ball, no strikes. They appeal the base umpire, and he says she did not go. So 1-0 count to Wills with 2 outs. Update that, 2 outs in the inning. 1-0 pitch. Popped up. This should be the end of the inning. Fly ball into left center field. It'll be the left fielder, in fact, who makes the grab and ends the inning. McCormick gets the out, and that'll be it for the 9th inning. So the 10th, to the 10th we go. It's the first time GSW has ventured out that far in a game this year, and it'll tie the longest game that Lander has seen in a game this season. To the 10th inning we go. All deadlocked at 4 apiece. We'll be back in a moment on the Surge Sports Network. First pitch swinging for Chandler Carey. The catcher leads off the 10th inning with a single. This half inning, Lander will bring up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the lineup. Carey with her 3rd hit of game number 2. Third baseman, Darian Ward. The bunt gets past Kersey. A bunt single. And the first 2 runners are aboard. That one, Kersey falling and diving to her right. Can't get it. Gets underneath her with Sanders covering the bag. That one rolls almost to the grass. First 2 runners are aboard. 12th hit of the game for Lander. Little meeting in the circle. The ump will come out and break it up. Nobody out. First 2 runners aboard. And it's the pitcher, Bree Sorrento, who comes up to the plate. Now batting is the pitcher, Bree Sorrento. Well, she came in a relief role, but it feels like Ansley Dean's been in there forever. The freshman pitcher in her 7th inning of work. That one a strike. 7th inning of work. Yet to get an out, though, here in the 7th. 8 hits, 1 earned run to this point. Dean has done a great job in relief of starter Brittany Childs. 0-1 pitch. She reaches for it. Sanders will have it in front of the bag for the first out. Designated player, Ashley Vinson. Vinson in this one. 0-for-4. All right. Okay. So just a discussion there with Miss Vincent. Lady Canes talk a little defensive strategy as well. And we're off. Here we go. Infield pop-up. Will it stay in play? It looks like Tierce has the room, and she will make the play right in front of the GSW dugout. High pop-up in foul territory. Gets the second out of the inning. Wow, that couldn't have gone. These last two at-bats couldn't have gone any better for Ansley Dean. Still not done, though. There's 2 outs in the inning. And we're at the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Rogers, but see what she's up to here. This one a hard hit ball to Sanders, who has it. Good play on to first. And Dean and the Lady Canes work out of a jam. First 2 runners get on. They're stranded right where they started at first and second, and GSW holds Landers scoreless in the 10th. 4 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Bearcats. 4 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for Georgia Southwestern. When we come up for the bottom half of the 10th inning, it'll be Gibson, Burton, and Sanders. Georgia Southwestern brings their 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate. Gibson's done well today. We'll see if she can she's got a couple hits. Let's see if she can start off the 10th in a positive fashion for GSW. 4-4 your score. We'll be back. Shannon Gibson, the first batter in the 10th inning for Georgia Southwestern. Sorrento has pitched 9 innings, 9 hits, no earned runs. Struck out 5, walked 2. In on the hands, Gibson fouls it back. Georgia Southwestern up. We are in the bottom of the 10th inning. Here from Lady Canes Field, if by chance you're just tuning in. 1-1 pitch, just misses 2-1. Lost a few folks as the Sunday afternoon wears on, but still a pretty good crowd here. Of course, the Lander folks, they're not going to leave. They came down for the weekend, and we'll see this through. Line drive to right field. Over the head of the right fielder, Gibson's going to go on to second base and lead off the 10th with a stand-up double. Shannon Gibson. Cassidy Burton is 1 for 3. And And we're going to have a meeting inside the circle for Lander to talk a little strategy here, keep this thing in check. So that one just over the head of the right fielder. I thought she might have thought she had a chance to get that one. Looked up, was tracking it down, and then at the last second kind of put her head down to go run it down as she knew that one was going to get over her head. And leadoff double for Shannon Gibson here in the 10th inning. Lady Canes catcher Cassidy Burton. Well, the freshman steps in, Cassidy Burton. The bunt is going to go to the first baseman, who will throw over to second and get the out. That was almost similar to the bunt that Lander was able to put down, but this time the first baseman just was able to reach out and stretch out for it, and it did not get past her and find that hole. Kind of a push bunt by Burton. Well, a sacrifice works for her. It's her second sacrifice bunt of the afternoon. The runner moves over to third, and now it'll be up to the senior to second baseman Grayson Sanders. Sanders has the chance to be a hero here. One out in the inning. And the head coach, the one to initiate this meeting inside the circle, Glenn Crawford, as this game approaches the 3-hour mark. But an exciting 3 hours, right? A little drama here in the bottom of the 10th as the Lady Hurricanes try to bring home a win here and go for their 4th consecutive Peach Belt Conference victory. A runner at third with one out. Grayson Sanders, the batter. Sanders in the ball game. 1 for 3. She has struck out against Sorrento the last 2 times they've faced each other here. But she does have a single from earlier in the ball game. The infield is drawn in, of course, trying to make sure that Gibson stays put over at third base. 2-0 the count. GSW bench chanting and cheering about as loud as they can at this point. A 2-0 pitch from Sorrento. Pulled foul. 2-1. They'll work that ball into play. Get it back to Sorrento, and she'll come up here. Grayson Sanders trying to bring it home. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That's through the hole. Ball game! Ball game! Lady Canes win in walk-off fashion. Extra inning victory. They get the sweep, and it's the senior Grayson Sanders delivering the final blow. 5-4. Georgia Southwestern wins. Back-to-back sweeps for the Lady Canes. Wow. What fight on this team. They were down in Aiken, against Aiken yesterday, brought up back, got the extra inning win. Down 4 runs in the 7th. They get the 4 they need. Take it to the 10th. 5-4, your final score. Georgia Southwestern wins. Lady Hurricanes improve their overall record. Well, we'll run it to you in a minute. Let's talk to the folks here in attendance. We'll be back. Georgia Southwestern 5, 4, and 10. Hang in there on the Surge Sports Network. That'll do it for today's ball game. Lady Hurricanes complete the sweep. In the 10th inning of game number 2, Grayson Sanders with a big hit. 5-4. Lady Canes win. Well, folks, Georgia Southwestern is back in action at home, non-conference affair against West Georgia this Wednesday. 3 o'clock your start time on Wednesday against West Georgia. If you can't make it, you can watch live on our YouTube station, GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics, the flagship station on the Surge Sports Network. We'll go on the air just a few moments before first pitch of 3 o'clock. Game 1, Wednesday's doubleheader against West Georgia. All the post-game wrap-up, all the information you need is on our website. Follow the Lady Canes all season long, gswcanes.com. gswcanes.com, the website. You can also follow us on social media. For those using Twitter, it's GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics. For those using Facebook and Instagram, GSW Hurricanes. GSW Hurricanes on Facebook and Instagram. The Lady Hurricanes softball program also has a Twitter account. Do a search for GSW Softball, and you'll find the Lady Canes Twitter account. They've also got an Instagram page, GSW Softball on Instagram. Thanks a lot for coming out, hanging with us through this one. We look forward to seeing you back here on Wednesday. Wherever you may be heading this evening, please get there safely. And we hope to see you back here Wednesday night, or Wednesday afternoon, rather, 3 o'clock against West Georgia. Well, folks, it almost got to that mark. Not quite 3 hours for Game 2. But it was worth it if you were cheering for the home team in this one. Lady Canes rally from behind and take Game 2 and complete the sweep of Lander this afternoon. Final score in Game 2, 5-4 in 10 innings. So that'll wrap it up. Georgia Southwestern, with the win, improves their overall record to 15-18 this season. They're now 4-4 in Peach Belt Conference play, having rattled off 4 straight wins here in the last 24 hours. This one. Lander with the loss falls to 19-11 overall. The Bearcats are 19-11 this season and 3-5 in Peach Belt Conference play. The Bearcats coming up on the short end of their last 4, the trip to Columbus last night, Columbus State, and now the 2 against GSW today. So they'll look to regroup when they head back to Greenwood and get back on the winning track. Already sitting at 19 wins overall this season are the Bearcats. Well, it was an exciting ball game. Georgia Southwestern again wins the opener and then comes back. 4 runs were needed in the 7th inning to force extra innings. And they did it. Then after there, it was Ansley Dean. How about a job by the freshman pitcher to keep things rolling in relief? So things should shake out like this. Taking the loss for Lander is going to be Sorrento. She pitched a heck of a game and was in the spot to get the win. 5-5 is the record for Sorrento. And with the win, Ansley Dean improves to 2-4. So Dean 2-4. She did a great job in relief, but you got to feel a little bit bad for Sorrento. She was in control of this game, had a comfortable 4-0 lead heading to the 7th when the head coach decided to make a pitching change and give Vincent a chance to get a little work in. But things didn't quite go the way as planned. First couple batters reached base in Vincent's appearance, and that was just what GSW needed to keep this thing rolling. And they bring, after Vincent had got to put a few runners on base, they bring back Sorrento. She's able to kind of stop the bleeding, but the Lady Hurricanes were able to roll through to get the 4 needed. None of those runs charged to Sorrento. She finished with that. Well, I believe there was 1 run charged to her in the game, but it was unearned until the final inning here this afternoon. So Heck of an effort for Bree Sorrento, but she takes the loss in this one. Georgia Southwestern, as I mentioned, is home on Wednesday. 3 o'clock this start time. 3 o'clock against West Georgia. They'll look to get a little revenge after the Wolves took 2 this past Wednesday in Carrollton. And then this coming weekend, GSW actually goes on the road. They're at Auburn Montgomery, at UNC Pembroke, at Francis Marion, before returning home mid-April to host North Georgia, Young Harris, Montevallo, back. Montevallo, of course, not a Peach Belt game anymore, but they'll be coming back here to Americus. Well, we've got it rolling. We'll see what it takes us into Wednesday. We're going to have our post-game show after this one. We're going to go off the air, but we will put that show up on tape delay, so you'll have to tune back in. But the good thing is, if you follow us on YouTube, you can just subscribe to our channel, and you'll know when a video has been added or we go live. So we'll tape delay broadcast of today's post-game interview. I'm sure the ladies will be happy to talk to us, as we will in return be happy to have a word with them. A well-earned victory here today, and they've got it rolling. 4 in a row in Peach Belt Conference play. Thanks for tuning in today. That'll do it for this broadcast of Georgia Southwestern State University softball, part of the Peach Belt Conference, right here on the Surge Sports Network. Again, be sure to keep an eye out for the post-game show coming up. Tape delay broadcast coming your way a little bit later this evening. Have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll catch up with you Wednesday. Again, start time against West Georgia is 3 o'clock. We'll go on the air right before first pitch.